So, Chasing You by Danny Goki is what I just came from the Alaska flight crash memorial on the opposite end here, boardwalk, where I walked very quickly to get my heart rate up to deal with some dependent edema in my injured hand. So I was doing a couple of things there, but this was my destination, as I said, as I signed off on that last documentation. So this is the Point Hueneme lighthouse and the plaque where it explains sailing under the Spanish flag in 1542, Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, a Portuguese sailor, sighted the present-day harbors of San Diego, Santa Barbara, and Monterey, sailing up the coast from San Pedro. Cabrillo fleet is believed to have landed at Mugu Lagoon. That's where I do retreat, Mugu, and Mount Boney. Mugu and Mount Boney is right above Mugu Lagoon. On October 10th, 1542, Cabrillo named the place El Pueblo de las Canoas, the town of the canoes, in honor of the large, skillfully crafted ocean canoes constructed by the local seafaring Chumash when Cabrillo sailed by the small Chumash village near at Point Hueneme. He referred to it as Calcame or Hueneme, names likely learned from the Chumash at Mugu Lagoon. The phonetic spelling of Hueneme was later anglicized to Hueneme in 1869 and finally to Hueneme in 1872. The name Hueneme or Hueneme it has been translated as resting place or possibly halfway place, derived from the habit of the Chumash, who used this area as a midpoint between Mugu Lagoon and the mouth of the Santa Clara River. This site is also thought to have been advantageous as a channel crossing point between the nearest mainland position to Anacapa Island and the eastern tip of Santa Cruz Island, which is, it's rather interesting that they don't mention that Cabrillo was, the Cabrillo Memorial for the National Park, for the National Memorial, will tell you that it was on Anacapa Island or in the Channel Islands, which you can't see today, which are discussed there, that Cabrillo was injured. Some say that there was a fight with the Chumash and he got injured that way. Some say he just fell off the boat and injured himself, died of an infection. Yeah, interesting, died of an infection. And but because of the Chumash, because of his encountering the Chumash, but yet they don't mention that on the plaque, that you know, he didn't make it out of this harbor. He did not make it out of the Channel Islands. He did not make it out of the land of the Chumash. He died because of being here. And you know, back to the memorial, resting place, halfway place. In Chumash, it's very, very vital. Chumash believe that the west is the western door that the spirit leaves to go to the other side. When you die, your spirit lives on, crosses through the western door, which the Chickasaws also believe, which most North American natives believe, that the door is in the west and that your spirit goes through the door and you're on the other side. So it's just, you know, again, a culture that doesn't allow for spirit wouldn't have understood if these people were marking this place as a transition for crossing over. And that's their sacred mountain right above it, where they would gather. And this happens to be the spring equinox, which was vitally important to the Chumash, who celebrated it there. So again, it's so much evidence of spiritual reality as not myth or imagination to me, that I want to continue to document evidences of spiritual reality, that there's a spiritual reality. It's a fifth dimension. We don't have devices that measure it. Like, you know, it's a fifth dimension. 4 dimensions are a point, a line, a cube, and time. So, you know, we live in a 4-dimensional world. We actually live in a 5-dimensional world. We just don't have any way to measure the spiritual world. And it did really help to get my heart rate up and walk like that. I am feeling better, and hopefully this is not infected, and I can live with pain, and I can live with that reminder of that thorn in there that reminds me of what they did to my Lord. The excruciating agony of just one tiny piece of a cactus thorn. I can live with that reminder. I can't live with an infection, as what happened to Cabrillo proves. You can live with an injury, it will heal. But if it's infected, you will die. So, I'm signing off.